in NA pubs, you're getting low priority. It's Overwatch case.
The sack.
Oh, it just plays straight up.
It just plays really quickly.
Really quickly after the pick slash at the same time. So I was wrong. I mean, that happens all the time, so it's fine. I'm used to it.
True. So we see the Lesh pick. I mean, that's another. It's tons of instances of damages. It is very good versus TA. Can get exploded, but you also can just run over a game and you start to apply the pressure rather than getting pressured from a TA, which would, you know, if TA starts to get an advantage, that's where the traps start to become much more frustrated. If you're actually the one leading the charge with the Lesh, then it does make a bit of a different scenario. So I actually like this pick. I think I was actually expecting to see like Lesh TA every single game at this major.
Yeah, so was I. I mean, the Lesh hero just seems insanely good. It's another one of these heroes, like we talked about the TA Aghanim Scepter. Like maybe it's not something that you're going every single game as a first or second item, but it's still pivotal in like making the hero able to do crazy stuff in the late game. And Lesh, the Ag Shard, to me also is something that's like that. It gives you some options that you didn't have before. Like defending high ground with Lesh is so goddamn easy with that Ag Shard. You can just chain stun people if you get Arcane Blink. Like it gives you these really cool options. And actually go for a Monkey King.
Okay, so they did this earlier, right?
Yeah, they did.
I believe, yeah, they blast picked it, especially into like these melee heroes, and also versus Timber definitely makes sense. The other thing about Lesh 2 versus Willow, right? I guess that's the other thing I didn't touch on. Lesh owns Willow. You can't do anything. You're running Shadow Realm, you just die instantly. You feel really sad. Sure, Willow has their own ways to kind of kill Lesh, but it's mostly Lesh favored. And also, yeah, I actually like your point about the high ground defense, because I think like ET, really good king of high ground defense. You get this shard on the Lesh too, so could potentially prove to be some problems for Secret.
Another reason that I really like a Lesh type hero with the Timber Saw, Death Prophet's another hero that's great at this, is that Timber just stands in front of towers and tanks, and sometimes like if you just get a Treant Protector or something like that, you just protect the tower because he does these little tiny instances of damage and takes the tower. But if you actually have a hero to abuse the fact that the Timber can just perma-tank a tower, it's really annoying. It turns him into like this pushing monster, and then you also, in picking the Lesh, you deny the Lesh pick coming out from the other side, where that's one of the heroes that makes sure that Timber will never pop off. Batrider, the exact same, and that's actually out. So the two answers are out because one is picked, one is banned.
10 seconds remaining.
I have a question regarding the Willow.
5 seconds remaining.
Season 1 picked Willow a lot, had a lot of Willow in his games. I went for Ags first. Is that still a good thing?
I didn't think it was good even when he did it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do remember that. Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, why the hell? There's so many other things. Whatever, he's got an Ags in the game, it's fine.
That legit like became a pub trend for like 2 weeks after that too. That was so annoying.
I mean, he makes it work, right?
Yeah, I mean,
he makes a lot of things work.
That's fair. That's fair.
There is always like a beauty in Dota where, you know, it's always like anything can work, but it's about how you play with the item. If you're playing as if you don't, if you're playing as if you have an Aghanims and you're being very careful around it, you can make it work. But if you're playing as if you have like this save, or you're playing as if you have like a Euls for setup, then and you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it looks really devastating, really sad. So.
If he does get it early, Lion's gonna have a sad time. Mostly.
Yes.
There's actually quite a few that are gonna have a sad time.
Speaking of setup, I feel like Secret right now lacks a hero to actually go in and do stuff. Like every single one of their heroes is a +1. Like TA just wants to farm, Monkey King just wants to farm. Willow and Grimstroke like want some hero that runs in to play with, so some Mars Centaur type hero if possible. And so Mars is, of course, first phase banned, even though he's been nerfed 20 patches in a row. Still, he's just so goddamn good at running in and doing stuff. Tide gets banned out because that would have been a good option.
So which tanky boys are still left? Axe comes to mind. Magnus.
Yeah, Axe does seem incredibly good. That's a super good call.
It's a Zai hero.
Yeah, he's a huge...
He's a fan.
Axe player. The Magnus is a little slow, I think. You could maybe get run over by the Timber Saw, but then again, you have the Monkey King to abuse the Timber, so maybe you're not so worried about the Timber being an issue.
Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
See, it's what we did Doom.
Oh, they've got the Grim, so I mean that one does definitely fit the fit the narrative a little bit better.
For sure.
Doom does get pretty eradicated though. From Timber and Lesh, you can't just actually feed, but you do get such a quick timing, right? Your BKB, and it is looking like kind of like the snowball draft that Secret's looking for. That makes sense. That definitely fits.
So are we looking for most likely a Fly hero then? Because Emo's surely going to play Lesh, right?
Yeah.
So what's Fly going to get? There are so many good carries still in.
I think it's fairly hard to try to outscale Secret right now. I think the Doom is naturally going to outfarm basically any core that you're any core in the equivalent position on the enemy team. TA of course is the same thing. Monkey King probably not going to get some Battle Fury build, so maybe that's not the same in terms of the opposite position. But it just looks like a hard late game lineup to play against. I think if you're if you're IG, and you have the Leshrac, so you can probably push early. So maybe something like a Drow wouldn't be so bad.
Banned. That's exactly what Team Secret
I was
also
thinking
was
Drow.
worrying.
Oh, okay, they did.
They just banned it.
In the Drow is one that I saw it taken out. So
Yeah, no time left. No, they're gonna go for the standard.
So good against the Doom in lane. It's definitely very annoying playing into those skeletons because you have to pop Scorched Earth if you want to kill them, and committing that ability is not something you really like doing as Doom because that's how you get away. That's how you actually kill people.
he's picked into the Monkey King. I actually don't really mind Monkey King versus Wraith King so much.
Yeah, that's a nice
He
matchup.
dies and then you come back and you're the ult's surrounding
it's
you.
hard.
So what are we thinking?
I like the Secret lineup. I feel like they have a mix of.
By all these nerfs.
Yeah.
But I'm still also not really a big Monkey King fan either. So I am definitely a little bit torn by that. I feel like JT could actually just like take over a little bit here in this game, but maybe his lane is just going to be too hard versus a Grimstorm and Monkey King that he's not going to be able to get offline.
That's a tough lane.
That is not an easy one.
Like if it's just the Monkey King, it's like okay, maybe we can survive that. Just play with the nukes. But with the Grimstroke, like you just jump on him and he dies.
I think I favor Secrets because they have this insane type of scaling. Like even if they make some mistakes in the early game with this TA draft, I feel like they're still going to be able to get this unbelievable scaling just because of Doom as a hero. And I do actually like this matchup, the Monkey King versus Wraith King, just a little bit better for the Monkey King. So slight favor here for Secret for me.
All right, well, who's going to take this first game and get an edge here? The two teams that are already qualified for TI, they still want to do well at this major. Let's head over to Cap and Cal to talk about the game.
For battle.
Yeah, what an incredible circumstance we're here facing. The major winners in IG, Team Secret, one of the most dominant teams we've seen in Dota, also going to TI, both here on the brink of a
Five teams in the game.
Yeah.
Whoever wins has a shot to move on if they also win the next game. So no matter who wins here, the next game, Game 2, will have incredible implications on a potential tiebreaker. It's getting late.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it's very rare. There are often times where teams are sitting by and they're watching a series happen that the outcome of that series will have an impact on their hopes in a tournament, but very rarely is it go both teams.
Yeah.
Because Nigma, they would love to be able to see a 1-1 score at the end of this series, and they would be in, no tiebreaker necessary. They would be the second team going in.
If IG wins this game, suddenly everybody, there's a lot of people a bit upset on social media. Everyone becomes a Secret fan because a 1-1 means 100% Nigma, they go forward 6-4. And yeah, to your point, I think the last 2 weeks of the DPC across all regions, I mean, if you're lucky, 50% of the remaining games had some serious implications.
Yeah.
We're in the final series, and we are certain the final game will have something at stake. But Emo's Lesh against the mid TA of Nisha, Secret going for a more late game heavy draft, a lot of team fight as well. IG, Wraith King Lesh, really squishy support duo, but very good at scaling into the late game.
And it looks like they're going to be starting off with an aggro tri-lane here, trying to put pressure on the Monkey King and then leave the Timbersaw to do what he needs to do in the 1v1. So already they've set up with lanes that I think, Kyle, they're going to be very happy with,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah, Timber in a 1v1 against a melee strength hero, that's solid. Monkey King loves having a level advantage, incredibly difficult to obtain one if you're stuck in a 3-on-3 lane. And we don't typically see tri-lanes very often, but typically these determine who wins the game. Because you fall behind here, you don't really have an avenue to switch things up. But IG, they're likely going to try to dominate lane, maybe get level 3, level 4. Then once Timber's 6, he can come top with a big level advantage against the Monkey King, and suddenly it's not the Monkey that counters the Timber, but the other way around.
Okay, so how do we make sure that you win an aggro tri-lane? What are some of the key components? Because we don't see them too often nowadays.
First things first is controlling the pole camp. You can already see a body block went down on the oh no, sorry, that's Yeah, a body block went down on the initial pull. That's key. You cannot let the safe lane, tri lane get any sort of pulls off, because either A, you're going to get some extra golden XP from farming the creep wave, but what's more likely, especially with an experienced 5 like Puppy or Yaps on the 4, they'll pull just the archer and deny it. Just the melee creep in an archer and deny it. And that XP lost in a tri-lane is huge. Kaka, will he get it? No, he does not get the block.
Yeah, so they managed to keep the easy camp open while simultaneously preventing the hard camp from being pulled. It did get stacked up, but it looks like they really want that kill onto Kaka. They do have the spirit out. Super looking to be able to defend Kaka, but he's not going to be able to do well enough. Yapzor claims the first blood, and in fact, thanks to the stroke of fate, he's probably going to be too slowed down to catch up to Yapzor. In fact, if anything, he's got to be careful of being caught himself. So, Secret doing a good job. He opened up the easy camp, got first blood. Things are already turning around for them.
Yeah, really cool. Nice bottle refill on Kaka, so gets the most value out of his death, but really well done by the Secret support duo. They're stronger, arguably, in this level 1 trade 2 range versus the 1 melee 1 range. They defend the easy camp, they get the kill, and now they'll have an opportunity to stack it or pull it in a scenario like this where they've lost lane control. And I believe, we'll see, maybe they pull hard camp. That's also stacked, so that would 100% deny a wave.
Trying to get the hard camp pull again. It's so hard to stop pulls sometimes, because you can get some aggro off of some of the neutrals, but it only takes one to ignore you to be able to get a crucial pull in, and now Secret have to be able to solve this somehow. They get the last hit on the big creep, Matumba Man overlaps it with his Boundless Strike, and they get a couple of the last hits on the creeps, but still, some denied. Yeah, and you can see the important bit is that they now establish lane control. That's what all this was about. They get the deny, so now Wraith King can free farm, and Matu, the problem with Monkey King, if you're near your own tower, you can trade hits effectively, you can get stacks up, and start dominating a lane. But you can't really play too aggressively, especially against so many stuns in this IG tri-lane. Meanwhile, in the 1v1 against between JT and Zai, we do have, as expected, Timbersaw winning it out, but Emo actually walking away with a kill, and he wasn't even close to death at all. What happened there?
Just outplayed.
Yeah.
I'd say credit to Kaka, right? The bottle refill gave him the mana pool to play more offensively on the TA.
Oh, it was during the 4-minute rune spawn, so he's going to be able to get both water runes potentially. Now, Kaka has actually rotated to bottom. This is not something Zai expected. JT is going to have that last whirling death to pick up the kill, so he was already winning that lane. Now, Zai going to be even farther behind.
All the little things, Cap. The death into the bottle refill, that's a kill mid. The pull top lane means that now you can leave your ET and your Wraith King in a 2-on-3 scenario. They have lane control. They can't get zoned out. Kaka then free to make a rotation. He swipes a bounty rune. This man and his line have been insane throughout this wild card.
I mean, throughout the last major, right? We just keep on bringing it up, like, why are people still giving IG Lion? Like, yeah, sure, they lose some games with it, but Kaka's always a beast on it. It feels like a risk that I certainly wouldn't be willing to take.
Yeah, it's just, especially with this Tranquil's build, you know, you get the mana drain, the hero never has to heal. Yeah. Now we'll even look to play even more aggressive. JT,
he's got a Mango and a Soul Ring, so JT has plenty of mana to pump out some damage here. There goes the first disable. Missing out on that Chakra may end up costing them the kill, though, because Zai, oh no, he's blocked in, and he just gets shot apart by the Whirling Death. He hit so many trees with that one. The supports are here, but do they have enough damage? They're both level 2. They don't do anything.
Oh my, how much damage was that?
It was a lot of damage.
Oh
that was a level 2 Whirling Death. He hit a lot of trees, and part of that reason was he did get blocked in by the creeps. They're gonna bring Matumba Man over here just to try and punish JT. They have to get this kill, and they should be able to now.
That's huge. So they have to do that. And this is the big danger. A lot of the time in these tri-lane versus tri-lanes, it's how does the laning phase go, but more importantly, what are the side lane 1v1s? Because you expect a level advantage out of the mid matchup. Hang on. Okay, just a trap slow play, no rune spawn. He should kill Kaka.
Oh, looks like Kaka just got a little bit too far forward.
Trap?
Yeah, I have to imagine it was trap, and then I'm not sure how Pumpy did that much damage by himself.
Either way, so the thing is, now you have an over-leveled Timbersaw, but very under-leveled enemy supports. So suddenly, JT just doesn't die. You can bring 3 heroes down here. If one of them isn't Doom, and you don't have 15 free seconds to chase him down, I don't think he dies anyway. And this is a big concern, because on the other hand, Zai, yeah, he's over-leveled, but somewhat underfarmed, and a Doom doesn't have nearly the same game impact or map pressure in comparison to JT on the Timber.
Yeah, I would say another note when it comes to tri-lanes is how level dependent your supports are, right? And we can see there is a bit of a difference. Like Kaka is able to move around with this point and click stun. It feels really good as a ganking maneuver, but Dark Willow, I mean, that's a very level dependent support.
It is, and JT was just all over him.
Oh, he's not getting away from this one. He tries to do a bit of trickery to dodge the damage, but it's not good enough. Now top lane, they're actually going to go for the kill onto the Doom. YapzOr throws out the Brambles, trying to slow him down, but it's not going to happen. Emo is putting out enough. Oh, he actually Curse Crown stunned Flyfly as well, and they've lost sight of Zai. Zai cutting down the tree, but Flyfly, like a bloodhound, sniffs him out, finds him, kills him, and they're going to take this tower.
This is the IG style, all about the pressure. Ever since that initial TP from Kaka to refill the bottle, he's been consistently moving around the map. He's now found kills in all 3 lanes. Matu's back top, but this is a level 6 Monkey King. The tower is dead, my friend.
Yeah.
But look at bottom. It's a JT.
Yeah.
Who's going to be down here? He's infinite mana, maxed out reactive armor.
Okay, this is the time. They're going to go for the... Oh, he devoured to be able to get level 6, and now he has the Doom. I was going to say, without Doom, they're not doing anything, but he gets the level 6. Now they're going to look to just chase him down during this timing. It's going to take a while. In fact, he's got allies coming in. There's a chance here with 24 stacks. He can live through this one. In fact, he knows it too. Doom is about to wear out, and now he gets his revenge against Zai.
Oh, man. That was... That was that, right? That was the one opportunity, the one hero that could potentially get a kill on the Timbersaw. Zai played it about as well as you can hope for. As you said, TP's 5, eats creep, boom 6, but they needed that extra hero. Matu, if he's still bottom instead of TPing top, it's probably going to be a kill. Unfortunately, Nisha on TA, that's not a hero that's going to rotate at this point. He's still thinking about jungle stacks. He is there's no business getting involved, and my man JT is just a bull.
Bramble gonna hold him in place here for a second, and the Stomp's certainly not going to land, but IG making sure to keep up with Secret's movements. You can see Secret's trying to just throw heroes from side to side, trying to catch IG out, but
Flyfly, he looks like he's gonna go for a Midas. Why not?
Yeah, could be.
You're ahead. Might as well try and stay ahead. It's not as if Secret's lineup is made to pressure. Like, we talked about how greedy they were.
Yeah.
This is a 40-minute plus kind of lineup.
Yeah, I mean, so many of these Dooms that I've been watching, a lot of people playing it by. Nice catch from Emo. Leading off with a split earth, Mataba Man will manage to get the Jingu stacks, but there's no amount of lifesteal that will keep him alive 1v1 against a Leshrac.
This is not looking great for Team Secret. Still very much in the game, but they're going to need levels. They need time. I always just find myself looking at the IG wards and loving it. Got nice vision, slight control over the enemy triangle. They should see somebody stacking Ancients as an example. Good vision around mid to protect Emo. He has that quick Yules. 10-minute runes about to spawn as Kaka goes to check bottom. They have vision of both runes is another thing they tend to prioritize whenever they have one of these active mids.
Uses Shadow Realm and the long-range hit to deny the Arcane rune.
Very lucky. You don't want to give Emo an Arcane as they look to go pressure mid.
Yeah, I mean, the last Tier 1 tower remaining for Secret is this mid tower, the most important tower. The tower that helps protect your triangle and the rest of your jungle, which is something that Nisha, as you pointed out earlier, is still focused on.
This is a hell of a combination. Leshrac, press W, easy tower pressure. JT, walk forwards, tank every single hit, no fear.
I don't really see how Team Secret stops this when they don't have their level 6 on their supports. They don't have Soulbind Double Doom combo yet.
But there it is. Puppy finally, I think post 6-10 roll.
Well, they don't even have Zai. Zai, turn around, Boundless Strike, on it too. Zai is actually, oh, the last hit from Emo comes out. Fly. He's going to be able to get out of the Wukong's command without losing his reincarnation. A trade out, though, that I'm fairly certain Zai will still happily accept.
Yeah, that's definitely a favorable trade. Top net worth on IG going down, but more importantly, it's the snowball. It's Leshrac. Saves you a lot of time. Arguably the best hero in this game. This is...
Now, I love Dark Willow against Timbersaw because you have so much magic damage, you can actually kill him, give him some of his life, but if they kill JT here, it's going to be all worth it. He goes to high ground, TP out. Zai looking for a way to hit him, but he can't get there. Did he have the Centaur stomp?
No, he had the
Hellbear
Earth
Smash?
Yeah, I think it was
okay.
just out of range, though. Don't think it would have killed him either. That's the active hood coming in. It looked like he was in danger, but he gets out of the stun, immediately pops it, and sure, you got him close, but Timbersaw, especially against a hero like TA, 3 points Melt Strike doesn't really do anything when the enemy hero has already 35 armor.
Yeah.
It's 12 minutes in the game.
Remember when Fly limped away at like 200 HP? And then he just kept farming. Now he's full HP and sustained from this hero. Emo ripping through Nisha's refractions pretty quick here. They're going to break through the last little bit before the last shot for the Split Earth comes in. And Nisha, a pullback in the Chakram, should be able to exit, but it's just barely off the mark. JT couldn't pull it back fast enough because of the Terrorize, and now he's going to have to go for other targets. Will manage to bring down YapzOr, but they've already lost 2 here with Emo and Kaka. Now comes Zai. He's going to look for an easier target than JT. JT is going to be free to pretty much run at anybody he wants to. They're just going to have to dodge away from him as much as possible and go for the squisher heroes like they did, Emo and Kaka, in this fight.
That is a pretty impressive sequence of events, and I don't know, it's been such a long day, so much has happened, I forget. These are 2 incredible Dota 2 teams.
Yep.
Very well played, opening there. I believe Emo didn't burn the full refraction, unfortunately, so the Earth Splitter was still absorbed, but a really heads-up play to let the stomp land and then try to re-engage. Well played by Secret to peel and prod, saved both their TA and Matu on his Monkey King.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job keeping this, like, it felt like they were getting stomped as we exited out the laning phase. All these tier 1 towers were dying. It felt like IG was totally outmaneuvering them, but they're only up by 1,000 net worth, so definitely have stopped bleeding out so much.
It was an interesting maneuver. If they have a support there, that might be a kill, but
yeah,
Super, not just a coach outside of the game, but now in game. Handy Sal. Always nice to get a helping hand.
I'm always looking at when people start leveling up their aura on the ET, because I feel like this may be a 2-spirit game, and then just start maxing out the aura, because that Leshrac will become so much stronger. He does have that magic resistance stripped away from the enemy. No trees there, JT.
It's going to be interesting to see how this Fly build pays off. You know, Emo, very volatile, bold player.
Yes. Fearless, for sure.
Fly, a lot more stable, typically gearing up to ensure that his team will at some point win the late game. But it's an interesting choice to go Midas and what's likely going to be a Radiance. Secret Strap scales quite well, although in theory, Radiant very good against the Doom.
They're going to go for him. They're going to go for him. They want him real bad. They doomed him up. They've got the aim swell. They're laying down damage, but he's only at 2/3 of his health. They still have an opportunity to chase, but Emo and Kaka are trying to cover his tracks here. And it looks like on his side of the river, Secret really can't pursue. Nisha was able to run down Super, it looks like, or maybe Zai helped out on that one. Fly. Almost losing his first life here, but they do manage to get the stun onto Matamba Man. He has a hood though, so he's actually tanky by himself. They expended a lot of abilities there on the side of Secret to try and bring down this Timbersaw, and it wasn't enough.
JT is a master baiter. He is on the Centaur, the Timbersaw. He plays these incredibly tanky heroes and just invites punishment. And it was the same. IG, of course, the only hero to 2-0 Team Nigma. They forced him into a lot of errors like the one Secret just made, blowing all your spells on his hero.
Look at this wrap from the side. Matamba Man got behind Emo here, hopping through the trees, led off with the Boundless Strike, hoping that the mass rotation of Secret would be good enough, but it wasn't.
Yeah. It was a nice move. They felt confident to do that sort of play because if you see they have a really deep ward just in front of the tier 1 Radiant tower, so they knew there were no reinforcements in sight, but ultimately that Leshrac way too speedy with the Botsiol's build.
If you're IG, are you a bit concerned that you haven't really cracked open this triangle? I mean, I'm just watching Nisha, rinse and repeat, farming that up.
I'm not sure. If they were, I feel like Fly might have gone for different items.
Yeah.
Because they had an opportunity where perhaps he just goes for like an armlet AC build. We've seen this utilized very well against heroes like TA, but he's decided to go for more of the scaling style. So that to me says, yeah, they're very comfortable with this. They're going to just trade the map. Emo also a very greedy item build, to be fair. It's an early bots. Doesn't have this 1150 HP, no armor.
Yeah. Yule's bots, just pure movement speed build from him.
Dire's middle tower
And they
is under
are
attack.
trying to outmaneuver Team Secret, get a numbers advantage in all of these fights.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Kaya Sanj is the build for the Timbersaw.
Still a very close game. You see IG eking out their lead little by little. Now 2K. The tower's giving them that map control. Secret yet to take a single one.
Bottom tower was being pressured, but now Matama Man caught in the Yule Scepter from Emo. Kaka trying to get enough mana to lay down the finger, which does help get the kill.
He is so fast.
Yep. I mean, it definitely reminds me of last time Sumail was playing mid lane competitively. He had that Kaya Yasha build, right?
But that's the key right there. TA against squishy support heroes is the dream. And both Lion and ET, with no plus armor items, they just get straight up shredded. So he's going to want to find opening kills like that to start a fight. Then if the Doom goes off on either Timber or Lesh, that negates almost all their damage output. And theoretically, Wraith King won't be too threatening until he's got Radiance plus maybe another item or two.
Thing is if Kaka is careful, he really shouldn't be caught by that due to his very early Blink Dagger that he has, man. That's
18 minutes, yeah, it's not bad.
it's gonna be hard for this flick from Zai, it looks like. Picks up a fresh BKB and it's already down to 8 seconds.
He didn't get any practice with that in either of his last 2 games, so unfortunate to click that early. He's 0-5-2 with a pre-20-minute BKB. Just straight up rushed it, but it does make sense. Again, the goal of Team Secret, get onto the backlines, Doom onto a key core. And if you can't get into range of Leshrac without being afraid for your life, that's just not going to be possible. Top lane, Matu, I feel like we've seen him on trees more than we have in creep waves. Not the ideal game. Now going for the Echo into Diffusal builds. That's the max out damage in the ultimate.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
I mean, you can see why though, right? This Boots of Travel, Yule's Leshrac feels like he's kind of everywhere. So he can't reliably sit in the lane for too long. Now we've got a Blink Dagger on Lion as well that he has to worry about. He's never going to feel safe pushing out these side lanes. He's going to always have to take a risk of some sort.
Top tower is under attack.
This is the right move from IG. They just wanted tier 2. You saw Emo poked and pressured the bottom. Now they've brought a lot of resources. And of course, in typical IG fashion, they've secured nearly this entire area with wards. This tower means immediate click of the outpost. That'll start getting them a bit of an XP advantage. Both IG and VG do this very well, just kind of grinding out leads.
Yeah. This early level 15 for JT means even more reactive armor stacks for him.
And the build on Flyby. Now that he's got the farm secured, hang on, JT, he's just messing with them. They've learned their lesson though. This is not a hero to target.
Yeah. JT's poking at them, seeing if Secret will respond, will fight back in any way. If they do, great. The rest of IG will be rapid on the rotation. And certainly no way JT gets bursted anytime soon.
It's Slinky style. You know, if you actually commit to JT, the rest of the team is close enough to retract. 5-10 seconds, they'll all be able to collapse. If not, they'll just keep farming, focus on efficiency in their macro.
So you're saying when he timber chains out, that's the stretching of the Slinky?
Exactly.
And then the rest of the team is the snapback?
Indeed. And now the top's dead. Look at all the sentries they've placed. They're sure, very sure, there are absolutely no traps anywhere in sight. How many? I think that was 8 or 9 sentries in this 3-screen.
Very thorough.
And a scan.
Like, just like they did with the tier 2 at top lane, right? They're cutting trees all over the place. They're gonna make sure no Monkey King is hiding, waiting to start a team fight here.
That is 1, 2, 3, 6 sentries, 7 if you count the one in the pit, and 2 wards just to secure that area. But this again, IG style. Last time we commented it was 2K, now it's 3 and change. They have the Aegis, first Roche. Very much in control of the pace of this game.
Now Kaka, he smoked earlier, turns around, managed to get the hangs fast enough onto Zai. He's not going to be doomed up here. Boundless Strike goes out, but with Emo behind him, Team Secret do not feel confident enough to pursue. Very tense game for Team Secret after they just played a very long 3-game in a 2-game series over the course of about 4 hours, and now they're looking at a situation where they may just, that all may have been for naught, at least for them anyway. IG will be thankful.
We had it, but felt like a full game worth of filling, let alone the ones that actually got played.
BKB now for Nisha. So now it feels like Team Secret are getting to a point. They've farmed up enough that the Templar Assassin is online. For your opinion, Kyle, how much does this change the game? Like, do they actually have an advantage in team fights now?
I'm not sure, because the trouble is, Nisha got here, but look at Fly. He's about to finish a halberd. We've discussed at length already how effective it is.
Well, they're going to go for it immediately. The smoke up initiation on a Wraith King. That's no big deal. He's got reincarnation.
A lot of minus armor, though, going into the negatives.
Yeah, it does feel like this is the perfect time for Secret to force a fight because of that Midas, right? He's just going to die to this Templar Assassin every time.
The halberd is going to be big, and he's about to pick one up, because if you get that off, suddenly TA fully damage negated for 5 seconds. You really, really want to try and get something done here if you're Secret, but it's much easier said than done. The 2 towers, tier 1s that is, still being held by IG, really limit the amount of pressure they're able to put onto the map. If you look across the river, there's a single sentry and a single TA trap in enemy jungle. That is not what feels good for TA.
They're going to go for Nisha here. Now Zai is somewhere close by, and he's going to go for it. Blinks forward, hits the stomp, the finger of death goes out, but Nisha still fine. That melt strike from long range is not going to be enough to kill Emo. IG full retreat. Kaka is going to die before his teleport can complete, so no escape for him. 11-9 now, but it is still IG winning the game with a 5,000 net worth lead.
Yep, the armor talent on the Lesh along with the intelligence ring, quite possibly the best item.
Team Secret, they're moving fast right now around the map. They try to go, run forward bottom. Now all of a sudden they're making moves at top lane as Super is going to be the target of a rotation. Still though, IG doing a good job limiting their losses to only supports.
I figured JT might do this. He loves splitting items.
Yeah.
Whole IG lineup does. So Sanj Kaya, now a finished halberd. They've got 2 of them. Very important that Nisha gets a BKB off early, because if he gets disarmed once, God forbid twice, where does Secret's damage output come from? I mean, Matu is doing his best. He's going for the very, not inefficient, it's slot efficient, but scaling inefficient.
Yeah, it's early game items, right?
Exactly.
He's trying to focus on the now, which means if they don't win fights now, they're going to suffer later.
Compare him to Fly, not just in current net worth, but also remember Fly has gone for the greediest possible build.
Midas Radiance.
And he got away with it.
Yeah, he absolutely did. He read the game.
AC next up, controlling the armor. That's the name of the game here for IG and Team Secret. I want to say they need to do something, but what? Like, now is not the time. Arcane Rune bottled. Age is still active on Emo's Leshrac for 2.5 minutes. JT begging them, yeah, come for me, initiate on me. It'll be fine, guys. I have 41 armor. I don't even have maxed out stacks. Evasion.
Yeah.
The hood you could utilize, he's gonna go for, is that a Bloodstone he has queued up?
Yeah. I mean, he had the cover anyway, right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Tess, I get it.
Found Yapsor. Tons of men. Okay, no, there's no way this is a fight, right? Okay, maybe they're gonna try. They have this opening on Super. Emo is in hot contest here. He's gonna go for it. Nisha's already killed the 2 supports, yes, but now he's a bit surrounded. He's gonna pop that BKB, return fire onto Emo as fast as possible. Matum then does manage to get off the Wukong's command before the stun comes through. They lost the life onto Emo. First life of the Wraith King is found immediately. The stun's up, the chain stun going off, but it's not good enough. They're running out of firepower. Now they're just gonna get kited around. A stun on Nisha, a stun on the Matama men. They don't have their BKBs anymore. They don't have enough damage to be able to deal with IG, and they get run over now in this team fight as the captain is the last to fall for Team Secret.
Wow. I remember, loser of this game, eliminated from the major. We will not see them again here in Kyiv at the AniMajor unless they 2-0 this series and take the tiebreaker. And right now, IG, I don't want to say they've got this locked up, but this is their game to lose. They have a net worth advantage, they have a tempo advantage, and they've invested for this phase of the game. Check out the item. I mean, Fly, he's about to hit level 20. JT already is. And if you look at the secret levels, Matumpa Man's network, he has Echo Saber and a hood.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not great.
Fly is on item number 4.
Yeah. No, he's very rapidly, like, you give this guy another 5 minutes and he will have a 10,000 net worth lead on this Monkey King. He's already got 8.
Oh, poor Matu.
Yeah. Not good for him at all. Another 16 strength as he hits level 20. Last outer tower soon to fall here. I mean, IG, they've just been making sure that they took a lead, and they were very thorough in making sure they never gave that lead back.
Dire's bottom tower
That
is
last
under
team fight,
attack.
I don't think you could go in better for Secret.
Yeah.
Nisha two-shot super. He had a huge side blade, so that Kaka
Dire's
actually then got
bottom
meld
tower
strike
has
from the high
fallen.
ground and died as well. Actually, really well played from Nisha. They get the double doom off, and it's 5-on-3. But they had double lives on both cores of IG, so they just respawned and wrecked them.
Yeah. Smoke up from IG. Looking for their opportunity to break Team Secret. Benicia, a fast reaction from him. BKB and kills Kaka. IG immediately call quits on that attempt of a team fight.
Hey, that's something.
Invisibility.
We take that. That'd be.
It's also another BKB charge, but still something.
I'm just putting on a clinic right now, though.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You can do
Dire
videos. I think DSJ's already home right now. He rushed home to edit. Hang on.
Bakram, Refraction's been burnt out. Nisha, he outputs a lot of damage, but without his BKB, he is so susceptible to the IG lineup, as that Soulbind is going to do nothing to slow down IGs. They've seen their opportunity. Nisha's dead for 70 seconds, and there's a tier 3 to swamp.
Before they close this out, look at the wards. Cap, that's what I'm trying to talk about. Remember all the sentries on the left side of the map? They've just slowly crept over to the right. Now you've got 3 wards covering 2 lanes completely and the triangle. Somehow there's, I don't know how you get these many sentries.
Dire's middle
Like,
tower.
I thought they'd be out of commission at this point. There's 8 on the map.
Zai, they're going to try for an initiation here, because at 28 minutes, losing a lane of barracks is going to feel so bad, but they just have no damage. They were all in on Nisha. They put everything they had, every bit of net worth that was left on the map, into him, and without him, they don't have anything, as they're just getting run over by Invictus Gaming again and again and again. Fly with a fresh AC comes back and a fresh life, ready to rock, ready to take 2 lanes of barracks, and JT is going to have a little moment to say hello to the support sitting in the fountain, checking out what Puppy and Yapso are up to. Quite literally flaming them right now. His pickup of the shard. Soulbinds the stomp immediately. They're getting a little close to this fountain. Maybe JT popped the bloodstone. Never mind. Okay, BKB turn around with the ink swell. They're going to try and go for this kill on a JT. It's a very massive one. If they can get it and get out, the terrorize, and that's going to be enough damage. Okay, the start of something here, but a nice stun from Kaka. 2-man stun that leads into another stun. But now, Nisha, he just doesn't have enough to be able to survive through these fights. It's just it. Team C.